This is an exhibit of extraordinary stories and compelling photographs. This exhibit tells those stories through the original documents in the National Archives. I was doing research in immigration-related records for another exhibit. Sometimes those files had photographs attached literally to documents in the file, and I have to admit I got kind of fascinated with who these people were.
Most of the stories in this exhibit originated at Angel Island, so it seemed like a fitting scene to open with. The other element in the entrance here is this gate. It frames the entrance to the exhibit, but it's also a metaphor. Actually, there's lots of metaphors.
My grandmother was named Wang Lanfang. That was her Chinese name. In America, she was known as Mary Lee. U.S. immigration laws explicitly barred Chinese immigrant laborers from entering the country, and you could only apply for admission if you were one of these elite classes, merchants or students or teachers. She was coming over as the wife of a merchant, one of those classes.
Some 70 years later, their granddaughter, Erica Lee, was doing research in the National Archives at San Bruno, California. She asked to see the file of her grandmother. The photograph of her grandparents at their wedding literally fell out of the folder.
All these photos are taken at a time when people are at a crossroads in their lives, and that makes them extra interesting.
They said, "Where do you want to go?" And I didn't know any better. I said, "I'll go to Cleveland."
Michael Pupa is the one person in the attachments exhibit who is still living. He was a 4-year-old boy living in Poland with his parents in 1942. The Nazis came to the town where he was living, and they murdered his mother and his baby sister. He and his father and an uncle and a cousin fled into the forests in Poland, where they lived for the next 2 years until the end of the war.
I look at it as I just represent the generation of immigrants, as we all are, really.
I hope when people come into the exhibit that they'll look into the eyes of these people like I did when I was first looking at the files. And I hope that they will get some sense that issues around who can come into the country, how long somebody could stay, who can be an American, have a long and contested history.
I was not prepared for, pulling up in front of Constitution Avenue, in front of the archives, and right there seeing my grandmother's picture. It was rewarding and also emotional.
I looked at hundreds and hundreds of files to create this exhibit. There are still thousands and thousands of files in the National Archives. Many of them may be the story of your family.